So there's been a number of people who have been instrumental in this rescue of these buildings. A number of organisations, but particularly the people at those organisations, have kept together as a team throughout the whole project. So if you look at Historic England, Kate Wilson and the support that she's given to this project has been immense throughout the last 6 years. The Architectural Heritage Fund, Gavin Richards, the support and the funding that they've been able to provide, we wouldn't have been able to operate without. At the council, both Mark Taylor and Dan Hattle have given us the support and encouragement that we've needed.
The project was a real collaboration between all sorts of agencies. We had, us as architects, we were working with the Tyne and Wear Building Preservation Trust with Martin, and we looked at the design and how we could change the building for new uses, working with PopRex as well. So effectively they became our clients, so we were designing the interior for them. Obviously we had Sunderland City Council and their conservation team and their HAS partners providing assistance and a guidance and helping us get through the planning and listed building stages and helping us along that road. I think it's really important to do these type of projects because without the heritage money and the HAS money, these buildings would have just gone to rack and ruin. They were on the verge of being demolished. Previous owners had looked to demolish the sites. They were beyond economic repair with normal sort of private funding. So this type of money is absolutely vital because we just couldn't do it. We just couldn't do it without it.
And then during the community consultation, we were looking for names of people to work with. And the community came up with the name of PopRex, and that's when the partnership started with PopRex.
Ross Millard from the Future Heads, from the Mac Trust, from my band, Frankie and the Heartstrings. I think Martin Holtz from the Tyne and Wear Building Preservation Trust had got in touch with him somehow or by a third party. I don't know, Ross is always, he's got his fingers in pies, I don't know how he gets them in there, but he's like, he has. And then he said, oh, you should talk to Dave from PopRex. I think Martin had done a bit of a consultation in the East End and asked what they would like this space to be. And I think the initial thoughts, his thoughts were affordable housing, because people do need affordable housing around here and it's a reasonable thing. But this is the people from the East End didn't say that. They said they wanted something community-based, something that can, something to do was what came back. And our name came up a few times and that's how it works, which is the highest compliment we could have. I was more flattered about that than any organisation come to us. And the first thing I did was go back into the East End and say thank you and introduce myself,
Because they had some magic that we felt could change the project completely. Yes, they were a small operation running from a small community coffee shop, but their reach and their impact, you could just feel that they had the ability to develop a vision for the site and see it through.
I want to leave something for my son to look back on, and so there is selfish reasons there as well, but no one's going to be leaving here, like working with PopRex, saying that we didn't try.
The investment that has been made, in terms of, but more in terms maybe of people's time and interest and developing that partnership, has been really crucial. And I think also the attention that brings to this area has been really important, just because it's not necessarily the area people usually pay that much attention to in this way, right? So I think it also really shows, like, okay, we're willing to like make an effort and look to these buildings, these people, these futures, instead of always the same sort of like grade 1 listed things that are not here.
Another really interesting thing about this project is that from a researcher perspective, normally you're kind of somewhat parasitic. You're asking people to join their project, to observe, to be there if you're interested in ethnographic methods like doing social research. But the great thing about the lab and it being a partnership is that you're an actor on a sort of level with other actors, and that's what's really great about building these kinds of relationships and further collaborations is that everyone sort of respects each other's knowledge and expertise.
So this is a really important example of how partnership can work for historic buildings. No player in this project could have worked alone. The owner needed the City Council needed Historic England needed the owner. And other people in the team as well. They all needed to work together to bring about this project. So most importantly, working in partnership allows people to make bold decisions. The entrepreneurialism of the owner was backed up by the safety net of Historic England working in partnership with Sunderland City Council to provide grant, to provide resources and expertise to help bring this project forward. And it couldn't have happened without all of us working in a focused way in collaboration.